Yeah, Sarah, President Biden says that the action that he took really doesn't go as far as he wants. He says he wants a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. But local gun rights supporters say that Biden isn't being transparent.
I think he's, following our lead. I'm sure Chris Murphy's been very influential there.
Governor Ned Lamont praising President Biden's executive action taken this week to combat gun violence.
This executive order helps keep firearms out of dangerous hands. As I continue to call on Congress to require background checks for all firearm sales.
But the impact of the executive order remains relatively unclear. The president says it's an effort to strengthen federal gun laws already on the books. It calls for compliance with existing laws to increase the number of background checks to buy guns and promotes more secure firearm storage, both issues already on the books in Connecticut. The order specifically calls on the Attorney General to fortify rules for federally licensed gun dealers to ensure they do background checks and asks the Federal Trade Commission to report how gun manufacturers market to minors. It also calls for better cross-agency reporting of law enforcement ballistics data. Lamont has no qualms with the order.
I'll take what I can get.
But gun rights advocates at Connecticut Citizens Defense League say President Biden is sidestepping Congress.
It really is a tremendous lack of transparency by the administration. What's in it? Who's involved? How is it going to be monitored?
CCDL has specific concerns about calls to release violation information, saying it could be misleading.
People might say, oh my gosh, there's a gun store in my neighborhood that got a violation, but they might not realize that that's a paperwork, a clerical error, and it doesn't mean that they're doing anything nefarious.
This order also calls for his cabinet to find ways to better support communities facing gun violence. Well, there was a similar committee created here in Connecticut last year, and now that committee has a very specific ask. We're going to talk about that coming up at 6. For now, I'm live in studio. Samaya Hernandez. I'll send it back to you, Sarah and Ben.